I want to address these commercials that are flooding the airwaves. You've seen the Missouri Mule, right? The stupid-looking mule, obviously AI, vote yes on 5. The hot rod truck commercial telling you that you need to keep Missouri, Missouri, and not try to fix a problem that don't need fixed. The guy with the denim shirt and a Marlboro Man scowl on his face. The family praying around the kitchen table. Folks, they think we're rubes. They hate us. They are deflecting. The stuff that they're saying on there, the bullet points, are what they're already doing, and they're blaming us, trying to propagandize us, coming into our state and putting out these slick commercials to try to fool us. This isn't about your taxes in Missouri, folks. This is about the implications that dark corporate donors will get richer if Amendment 5 passes. And you're going to get to pay for it. No on 5. Welcome, everyone, to the Patriot Project on Mugwump Media. Thanks for joining us again today, folks. We're so glad that we could be here. Kevin, we've been busy. You know, we are approaching the August 4th primary election in about 2.5 weeks, folks. And honestly, this is an important one. Now, you probably noticed that we are hit and miss with our episodes right now. We weren't around last week because July is our busy season. Kevin says it's our hay season. So please bear with us. Now, we did manage to put out a YouTube short encouraging people to vote yes on Amendment 4, the referendum to fix our broken initiative petition law. And I'll put in one more little plug for that one, Amendment 4, toward the end of the video. But today, we're giving you a look at Amendment 5, the so-called income tax repeal amendment, with some clips from a video that we did a few weeks ago with Representative Lisa Durnell from Missouri District 154. Kevin and I love her. She's from the same town that we are, our hometown, and she just speaks so well. It had a lot of views. People really liked it. I think it actually changed some minds about some things, and we figured that it would be the best thing to do to bring Lisa some of the clips from her video back in, just because she did such a good job. She was there from the beginning of that amendment being worked on, and she had some good insight. Now, the first thing that Lisa spoke about in the beginning section of this Show Me the Ballot video was where she was talking about the origin of the amendment, which it was pushed out there by Governor Kehoe, by the way. This was one of his big ideas. Now, she talked about how the first vision of the income tax bill elimination, she said it was terrible. It was put out there by JP, John Patterson, of course. He had no plan, so basically they threw that one in the trash dumpster, and they went back to square one, and they came up with a second version. And of course, that was HJR 73, the version that is now about to be voted on. Now, let's pick up at that part of the video where Lisa is talking about the development and the ultimate passage of this bill that will be on your ballot on August 4th.
But then they replaced it with this HJR 173.
Yes.
And it was a much improved bill because at least there was a plan.
Yes.
That it showed, there were triggers in it. So we knew with the growth of the general revenue, how much, we could expect the income tax to be reduced. It also had protection for schools. It had provision there where the department like MDC couldn't get a big windfall. They've already got that 3/8 of a cent sales tax and they've already got plenty of money. We weren't wanting to broaden the tax base for them and let them get even more. So there was a protection in there for that. But the part that was worrisome was that they were going to open it up where for 3 years, the legislature could circumvent it's actually the Farmahan Amendment, but the protection in our Constitution that is there where the legislature can't raise your taxes without a vote of the people.
Yes.
And they were saying, well, will you give us permission for 3 years to lift that and let the legislature work to put in place these sales taxes, expand the tax base, so on and so forth. Another thing that was not in there was a carve out for anything except marijuana. There was not a carve out for agriculture. There wasn't a carve out for medical. There was not a carve out for real estate. Those were three things that the governor had specifically stated in his State of the State address, saying that when we did this income tax elimination, there would be carve outs for those. None of them were in there. I wanted to see caps on how much we could increase the sales tax. That was not in there either. So I had talked with the bill handler, and while it was much improved on some levels, he said that part of this was going to be worked on in the Senate. So I gave him a really, really, really skinny yes on that in that form, knowing that they're going to work on that in the Senate and they're going to send it back. And so we got it back, and it was worse. They had stripped out all of the plan, all of the triggers. They said that doesn't need to be in the Constitution. That needs to be in statute. So, which I don't necessarily disagree with that, but we need to know a plan.
There's got to be something solid.
And then they wanted to lift that 3 years and make it 5 years that the legislature has to expand that sales tax base and figure out how this is all. It's just basically a trust us and let us figure it out. Well, we don't even know who the legislature is going to be in 5 years.
Yes.
So I was a hard no when it came back from the Senate. I tried to be, work with them a little on it when it first came through the House, but when it came back, in my opinion, way worse, I was no, along with a handful of other Republicans that saw problems with it as well. Now, am I against eliminating the income tax? No, I'm not. I would love to see that happen. We don't need your permission to lower or eliminate the income tax. We could do that right now. What we need your permission for is to go around those constitutional protections and be able to expand that tax base and raise your sales tax. My people, it would hurt my people.
Yep.
We're talking about seniors or low-income people who aren't paying income tax right now, and they're going to be paying more every time they go to Walmart or every time they get their, nails done or hair done, whatever, yard mowed. So that's where we are on that one. You guys make up your own mind. I know I'm going to be a no on that at the ballot box, but everybody has to,
just the statement is going to eliminate income tax. But there's no elimination. It's just transferring it.
Yes.
Would that be a better way of saying it?
I think it would be.
Transferring it
Personally,
to those people that, like you said, seniors, and how in the world is that representative or fair?
Folks, did you hear what Lisa said about that? Did you hear? She said they don't need our permission to lower or even eliminate our income taxes. They don't need it. What they do need our permission for is to go around the constitutional protections, the Hancock Amendment, and be able to expand that tax base and raise your sales tax. How high will they raise it? Who knows? And not only that, they have 5 years to figure it out. Who even knows who will be, like she said, who's going to be in the office in 5 years? What they're really doing, I believe this too, is they're transferring our tax payments from an income tax that is prohibited from going above a certain percentage to a sales tax with no guardrails and 5 years to do it in. Just trust us. Yeah, so there you go, Kevin. Now, folks, just so you know, they need more money. Oh, yeah. Did you know that around the end of June, Lieutenant Governor David Wassinger, who I like, I believe that he's a patriot. I really do. He posted on Facebook that Moody's ratings, and of course, Moody is the corporation that evaluates all these cities and states and countries as far as their structural integrity financially. Did you know that around the end of June, they lowered Missouri's financial outlook from stable to negative because of a large structural deficit in the state budget? This is what Wassinger said about it on Facebook. He said, since 2022, more than 3,000 new spending items totaling nearly $13 billion have been added to the state budget, Kevin, most of which, he says, are pet projects driven by lobbyists, special interests, and career politicians. I think we know some of those. Also, there has been an explosion in the budget. In 2019, the fiscal year budget was $28.6 billion. But guess what? As of 2026, the fiscal year budget is $50.8 billion. Folks, it's getting close to doubling. Just a few more figures since 2019. Now, before we sign off today, I really wanted to get that stuff in there from Lisa, those clips, and she did a great job. But before we sign off today, there have been some things that have come to light over the last couple of weeks that are crazy and really annoying. I want to address these commercials that are flooding the airwaves. Kevin's been hearing them too. Now, you've seen them. You've seen the Missouri Mule, right? The stupid-looking mule, obviously AI, in front of this fake screen with this stupid hat on with his ears sticking out. And of course, he's telling you in his best mule voice, vote yes on 5. Then there's the other kind, the ones against Amendment 4, the hot rod truck commercial telling you that you need to keep Missouri, Missouri, and not try to fix a problem that don't need fixed. The guy with the denim shirt and a Marlboro Man scowl on his face, holding a shovel, with a family praying around the kitchen table. Folks, they think we're rubes. They hate us. What they're doing, I have a hard time even watching Glenn Beck anymore because every 5 or 10 minutes it's got a commercial coming in, usually this one, and you can't even skip it. These are so slick, so expensive, and you literally have to listen to the whole thing before you can skip out of it. This is obviously propaganda. It really is. And, they're trying to come against conservatives. That's why they're coming onto these conservative podcasts and shows and trying to make you think that, you really need to vote no on 4 because, we want to make sure that we keep Missouri, Missouri. And actually what it is they are deflecting. The stuff that they're saying on there, the bullet points, are what they're already doing, and they're blaming us, conservatives. Now, as far as the Missouri Mule, there is some really good investigation coming out from a couple of watchdog patriot groups on social media. They're good, too. I would recommend that you look them up. One is Missouri Shield Maidens and Act for Missouri. And good folks, Act for Missouri, oh my goodness, Amy and Michael Compton. And big shout out to Amy and Michael and also to the Shield Maidens ladies. They do a lot of good research. And honestly, you're not going to agree with everything during every election on everybody. I probably agree with them 98% of the time, honestly. Everybody's got a different outlook and they see things, in a different way. Kevin and I are business people, and we see things we're very logical in a lot of the things that we assess and see. But they're awesome. They really are. Shout out to them. Keep on doing what you're doing. I know you're persecuted. We appreciate you. One of the things that Shield Maidens did, it's a couple of ladies, they specifically investigated a group called Missouri Promise, who are the ones that are doing these Amendment 5 commercials, basically telling everybody they need to vote for 5. Now, Missouri Promise is the entity sponsoring millions of dollars to fund this commercial with the Missouri Mule. The Shield Maidens Sunshine requested the origin of the Missouri Promise from the Missouri Ethics Commission to figure out who are these people? Where did they get it? And of course, the Sunshine Law is great because you have to pay a little money usually. I don't know if you do with the state, but you have to Sunshine request to get them to give you the information. Now, guess what they found out? Missouri Promise is registered in Delaware. under the name the Corporation Trust Company. Now, this corporation is a wholly owned subsidiary of a man named Wolters Kluwer. He sounds foreign, Kevin. He's not from around here. His organization is based in the Netherlands, and he has operations in more than 35 countries. One of the Corporation Trust Companies, this little subsidiary of his, services is to, get this, is to provide regulatory and investment compliance, corporate services, and legal entities compliance solutions. It sounds like they're hiding money, is what it sounds like. It looks like they are a shell that is basically protecting the source of these outside money sources coming in and funding. What are they doing? Trying to propagandize us, coming into our state and putting out these slick commercials to try to fool us. Folks, and there were other companies too. Let's see, donating millions of dollars from Ohio, Delaware, and Maryland. And again, why would these states and out-of-the-country entities make such large investments in the well-being of ordinary Missourians, Kevin? Gosh, it sounds like they really care about us. This was the conclusion that the Missouri Shield Maidens reached, and it's a good one. I agree on this one for sure. They said, this isn't about your taxes in Missouri, folks. This is about the implications that dark corporate donors will get richer if Amendment 5 passes, and you're going to get to pay for it. I don't like them spending our money. We didn't vote for this. We didn't vote for this. And we have a super majority of Republicans and a Republican governor. Now, I'm going to end with one more thing. I'm telling you, and this is me and Kevin. This is us talking about this, okay? Amendment 4, I believe, has to pass, because if it doesn't, this stuff, this garbage is going to continue, this fraud, because that's what it is. It's election fraud. Did you know that since 2014, the foreign-backed, and this was from a group called Liberty All, since 2014, the foreign-backed 1630 Fund has spent $13 million on Missouri ballot measure campaigns. Who are these people? Where do they come from? Are they from the Netherlands too? Maybe, what's his name, Clowers knows them. Did you also know that Missouri ranks, this is scary, Missouri ranks 4th highest among all 50 states for the amount of foreign spending on ballot measures? I've told you this before, folks. They're trying to turn us blue. They're trying to do to us what they did to Arizona and what they did to Georgia and what they're trying to do to other states. That's what they're doing. Number 4 in the country, Kevin, of money coming in on these initiative petition ballots, citizen-led. Citizen my rear. Here's something good, and then I'm going to let you off the air tonight with this, folks. A couple of good things that Amendment 4 does. It would empower the Attorney General to prosecute fraudsters and protect Missouri voters. And it would stop foreign influence. It adds a ban on foreign funding of ballot measures to the Missouri Constitution. And one thing, whenever you, the Missouri Constitution, the ballot, what it has on the ballot whenever you go vote in a couple of weeks, it's going to say, don't let this fool you either. It basically says that it's going to, the Department of Corrections is going to increase the annual cost. They think it's going to cost $21,817. Do you know why? Because they're going to set up sting operations and they're going to prosecute these people. I'm sorry, that's money well spent. I'll take that. But that's exactly what they're planning on doing, is empowering the Attorney General to prosecute these scumbags from out of the country and out of the state, and to actually put a ban on foreign funding in the Missouri Constitution. I think we got to have 4, folks, because I don't know what we're going to do if we don't, really. Anyway, Kevin and I say yes on 4. And Lisa too. Lisa says yes on 4. And I think everybody that I know is, including the groups that I told you about, they're saying definitely no on 5, because I think they're trying to expand their tax base to get more money, Kevin. All right. Well, folks, thanks for joining us again today. And we will be back again soon, I promise. But again, this is our busy season. Please bear with us. If we disappear next week, we're going to go have some fun, Kevin. We get to go to the river with kids and grandkids, so we're happy about that. But have a great week the rest of your week, and we will be seeing you again soon. And when we come back again, we're going to bring you more news, more conversation, sometimes some strong truth, folks, to help us all wake up and become aware of the problem. Boy, don't we need to wake up. This is all part of a huge wake up, a national wake up too. And you know what? We got to become aware of the problem to get ready to fix it. Because fix it we will. That's the plan. There's more people waking up all the time. These great groups that we're watching out there that are coming up with all this stuff and learning stuff. Hallelujah. Some of them are running for the Missouri House and Senate. There's some cool patriots coming up, folks. There is absolutely hope. Absolutely. Don't feel like there isn't. But we've got to know the truth before we can fix it. And remember this, we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And strengthen us he will. Right, Kevin? In Jesus' name. Justice in our state. And you can take that one to the bank. We're going to sign off with that. God bless you all.